Done. Yes, ma'am. Start. Okay, let's start it. A very good morning, all of you, my dear young minds. Welcome back to biology class. How are you all? Are you preparing well? Hope everyone doing good. Combat situation. In previous session, we have discussed asexual reproduction, different types of asexual reproduction, and in that some topic is incomplete. An example, conidia. Conidia. Conidia also a type of spore. Spores are small in size, round in shape, microscopic in nature. Conidia, example, penicillium. Penicillium. Okay. Once roughly go through diagrammatic representation of penicillium, NCERT book diagram. It is Penicillium hyphae. Penicillium hyphae. Penicillium, a fungus, green color fungus, produce large number of conidia. Conidia arranged in chains, large number of conidia arranged in chains. Observe diagram carefully. NCERT book diagram. Large number of conidia arranged in chains. These and all are called conidia. Conidia. Hyphae. Hyphae. Clear? After maturation, all conidia detach from each other. Conidia detach from each other, disperse into surroundings. When the conditions are favorable, all spores germinate. On germination, spores gives rise new mycelium. Spores also called conidia. Conidia also called spores. Okay. Spore in the sense round shape, microscopic tiny particle is called spores. Spores usually brown in color or black in color. Dispersed surroundings settle on the soil. When the conditions are favorable, all spores germinate. On germination, spores gives rise new mycelium. That's all. Next subheading, rhizome. Rhizome. Rhizome example, ginger. Ginger. Okay. Ginger. Roughly go to diagrammatic representation of ginger. Ginger, an underground stem modification. An underground stem modification having several nodes and internodes. Nodes and internodes. Nodes on the outer side covered with the scaly leaves. Scaly leaves. These scaly leaves protect nodes. Adventitious roots. Adventitious roots. Right? Apical bed. Apical bed. Apical bed, etc. Ginger, horizontally growing underground stem modification, having large number of nodes and internodes, nodes and internodes. Nodal area covered with fleshy scaly leaves, they protect nodes. Rhizome, bulge in size, store reserve food material, light brown in color. If you want to detach one apical bed, place in soil. Place in soil means after some time period, the part of the bed develop into an new individual. A new individual. a new individual. Understood? Once I repeat, listen carefully. Rhizome, an underground stem modification. Example: ginger. Ginger, flat in shape, grow horizontally inside the soil, produce large number of adventitious roots. Large number of adventitious roots from its ventral surface. It consists of large number of nodes and internodes. Nodes covered with scaly leaves. Apical bed. Apical bed bear 2 to many leaves. If you want to detach one of the apical bed at the place in soil, cover with the soil. After some time period, the part of the apical bed develop into new individual. Clear, right? Yeah. Next to epiphyllous bed. Epiphyllous bed. Example: Bryophyllum. Example: Bryophyllum. Right? Roughly go to diagrammatic representation. A bryophyllum leaf, it is more thick in size. You know what are the parts in a leaf? It is leaf margin. Okay, leaf margin consists of large number of notches. From notch region, small buds arise. Small buds arise from notch regions. Okay, that are called apical buds. Apical buds. See, observe diagram carefully. Apical buds. Apical buds bear large number of adventitious roots. Large number of adventitious roots. It is an epiphyllous bed. Epiphyllous bed. If you want to detach one of the epiphyllous bed and place in soil, means after some time period it gives rise new bryophyllum. New bryophyllum. Clear? Yeah. That is about bryophyllum. Once I repeat, listen carefully. Listen carefully. Right? Epiphyllous bed. Example: bryophyllum. It is one of the ornamental plants. Observe diagrammatic representation. It is bryophyllum leaf, flat in shape, green in color, more thick in size. Leaf base, leaf lamina, midrib, veins, veinlets, leaf margin, etc. Leaf margin consists of ridges, furrows. Ridges, furrows. Furrow means notch. Furrow means notch. From notch region, large number of epiphyllous beds. Large number of epiphyllous beds arise. Such beds are called adventitious beds. Adventitious beds also called epiphyllous beds. Adventitious beds. Adventitious beds also called epiphyllous beds. Both are same. If you observe clearly diagrammatic representation, epiphyllous beds consists of large number of adventitious roots. Okay, so due to presence of leaf, stem and roots, epiphyllous bed gives rise new bryophyllum. A best example for vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation. That's it. Next to another example, offset. Offset. Offset example, Pistia and Eichhornia. Eichhornia, Pistia and Eichhornia. Pistia and Eichhornia, these two are aquatic plants living in water. This topic is already covered in previous year, first PUC, morphology of flowering plants. Morphology of flowering plants. Clear, students? Here we will discuss about eichhornia. Just roughly go through once diagrammatic representation. It is eichhornia. Right? Eichhornia, an aquatic plant living in water. It is scourge to water body. Scourge to water body means dangerous to water body. It is one of the non-native plant. It is node, offset, adventitious roots, etc. Yeah, you observe carefully. Offset means one internode elongation. One internode elongation is called offset. If you want detach offset, these two pieces separate from each other and each piece develop into an individual eichhornia or an individual pistia. Okay, eichhornia, one of the non-native plant, flowering plant in India. First, West Bengal implemented these plants in India due to its coloration in flower and shape of the leaf. Coloration in flower and shape of the leaf. But it is very dangerous to water bodies, scourge to water bodies. It will drain out oxygen. Therefore, oxygen level gradually decrease in water. Due to lack of oxygen in water, after some time period, aquatic animals die. Hence, it is the dangerous aquatic weed. That's all. That is about offset. Listen carefully once I repeat. Offset, one of the aquatic plant. Offset means one internode elongation. One internodal elongation. You know well what is node and internode. See, observe diagram. It is node. It is another node. Space between two nodes is called internode. Internode equals to offset. Okay. Balancing roots. Adventitious roots provide physical support to the plant. Hence, adventitious roots also called balancing roots. That's all. If you want detach offset means suppose through stream of water or movement of animals offset detached, then these two parts would separate from each other and develop into an individual eichhornia or pistia. That's all. Next to sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction. Very important concept, dear students. Till now we have discussed vegetative propagation and asexual reproduction. Both methods completed. Next we will discuss sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction require two opposite gender or single individual. Two opposite gender or single individual. Organisms produce gametes. Gametes are of two kinds. Gametes are of two kinds. Male gametes and female gametes. Male and female gametes. Pleiady of gametes is always haploid. Always haploid. Don't confuse. Pleiady of gametes is always haploid. Right? Mother cells. Mother cells undergo meiosis. Meiosis produce gametes. So the pleiady of gametes is always haploid. And what is the pleiady of mother cells? 2n. Diploid. Diploid mother cells undergo meiosis to form haploid gametes. Hence gametes are of two kinds. Male gametes, female gametes. Clear? Next, fusion of male and female gametes is called fertilization. fertilization. Fusion of male and female gametes is called fertilization, and fertilization result in zygote. Zygote develop into embryo. Then embryo gives rise new organism, etc. See, fusion of male and female gametes is called fertilization. Fertilization result in zygote. The ploidy of zygote is 2n diploid. Later on, zygote develop into embryo. The ploidy of embryo also same 2n diploid. Obviously, new organism ploidy also 2n diploid. Okay, that is, these are the basic points from sexual reproduction. Understood? Yeah. Next to go through phases. Phases of reproduction. Phases of reproduction. There are two phases in reproduction. Juvenile phase, juvenile or vegetative phase. Juvenile or vegetative phase. And reproductive phase. Reproductive phase. The term juvenile, it indicates initial stage of the organism. Primary stage of the organism is called juvenile phase. The term juvenile belongs to animals, and the term vegetative phase belongs to plants. Right? Therefore, there are broadly two phases in reproduction: juvenile phase and reproductive phase. Each and every organism basically begins their life with the juvenile phase or vegetative phase. Later, developed by reproductive phase. Means after attainment of maturity, plant or organism, plant or any animal able to produce gametes, means male and female gametes. That is called reproductive phase. Okay, right. The time period for juvenile phase and reproductive phase again vary from species to species. Right? Broadly, plants are of three kinds: herbs, shrubs, and trees. Herbs, shrubs, and trees. Herbs are small in size, very small in size. Shrubs, medium in size. Where trees are tall or canopy. Canopy means broad base like umbrella. So based on the size of the organism, plants are of three kinds: herbs, shrubs, and trees. Herbs means small plants. Shrubs means medium height plants. Trees means tall trees. Tall trees are canopy. Tall tree example eucalyptus, and canopy plant example banyan tree, tamarind tree, neem tree, etc. Right? Understood? So the time period for juvenile phase and reproductive phase again vary from species to species. So then plants are of three kinds, broadly two kinds on another criteria: monocarpic plants and polycarpic plants. Monocarpic and polycarpic plants. Monocarpic plants produce flowers only once in their lifetime. Produce flowers only once in their lifetime. Okay, but polycarpic plants produce flowers many times, many times in their lifespan. Observe, technical terms important: monocarpic plants, polycarpic plants. Monocarpic plants produce flowers only once in their lifetime. Best example, bamboo. See, look here, bamboo and Strobilanthus kuntiana. Strobilanthus kuntiana. Scientific name. Common name Neelakurinji. Common name Neelakurinji. It is common name. Strobilanthus kuntiana, scientific name. Do you know one thing? An interesting concept. Bamboo, a grass plant, monocot plant, produce flowers only once in their lifetime, between 50 to 100 years. Between 50 to 100 years. Similarly, Strobilanthus kuntiana plant also produce flowers at final stage, climax stage, that means at 12 years, for every 12 years once. See, dear students, there are two plants I written on screen: bamboo and Strobilanthus kuntiana. Bamboo, a grass plant, monocot plant, produce flowers only once in their lifetime. It is an interesting concept. Though it is a perennial plant, lifespan approximately 50 to 100 years, but produce flowers only once in their lifetime, mostly at climax stage, okay, at old age. After production of flowers and fruits, bamboo plant died. Another example, Strobilanthus kuntiana. Strobilanthus kuntiana, common name Neelakurinji. These plants mostly grow in hilly areas like Kerala, okay, Kerala, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. Kerala, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. During particular season in a year. That means these plants produce flowers mostly between September and October 2006. Again, September and October 2018. Between September and October 2030. That means what? This plant produces flowers during particular month in a year, that is between September and October. One main point I written here: this plant produces flowers only once in 12 years. Only once in 12 years. According to NCERT book, earlier it was produced flowers in the year 2006 between September and October. Again, recently it was produced flowers in the year 2018. In future, coming years, these plants produce flowers 2030. Means these types of plants produce flowers only once in their lifespan. Such plants are called monocarpic plants. Next, polycarpic plants. Poly means many. Carpic means fruits or flowers. Fruits or flowers, because the part of the flower only modify into fruit after fertilization. Okay. So carpic means fruit or flower, and poly means many. Some plants produce flowers many times in their lifespan, means each and every year in their lifespan, called polycarpic plants. Okay. Best example for polycarpic plants: a tamarind tree, neem tree, banyan tree, mango. These are some examples of polycarpic plants. These polycarpic plants produce flowers each and every year in their lifespan. Each and every year in their lifespan. That's all. These two concepts are very important. These two concepts are very important. Bamboo example, Strobilanthus kuntiana example, and their lifespan also very important. Remember and go through NCERT book lines. Next one, differences between menstrual cycle and estrous cycle. Menstrual cycle and estrus cycle. Estrus cycle important. Menstrual cycle common in primates. It is common in primates, whereas estrus cycle commonly appear in non-primates. Non-primates. Next, primates are continuous breeders. Continuous breeders. Whereas non-primates are seasonal breeders. Seasonal breeders. Clear? Next, primates example. Some examples of primates: man, monkey, apes, etc. Man, monkey, apes, chimpanzee, gorilla. These are all primates. Okay. Next, non-primates examples: cow, sheep, tiger, deer, cat, dog, etc. These are some examples of estrus cycle, means non-primates. Difference between menstrual cycle and estrus cycle, very important. Menstrual cycle, it is common in primates. Primates means brain, very well developed organisms. That means intelligent animals are called primates. Non-intelligent animals are called non-primates. Primates are continuous breeders because some majority of mammals sexually or reproductively more active during reproductive phase. Therefore, primates are continuous breeders, but non-primates are seasonal breeders. That means what? Non-primates reproductively active during particular season in a year. Hence, non-primates also called seasonal breeders. Some examples of primates: man, monkey, and apes. And some examples of estrus cycle: cow, sheep, tiger, deer, cat, dog, etc. These are all NCERT book examples. My dear students, all of you study carefully differences between menstrual cycle and estrus cycle. Don't do neglect. Right? Next concept: events. Next concepts: events in reproduction. Events in reproduction. There are 3 events in reproduction. First one, pre-fertilization events. Pre-fertilization events. And second one, fertilization events. And the third one, post-fertilization events. Remember, 3 events very important, dear students. Events in reproduction: pre-fertilization events, fertilization events, and post-fertilization events. First, we go through pre-fertilization events. Whatever the changes occur in organism before fusion of male and female gametes, before fertilization or before fusion of male and female gametes, such changes are collectively grouped under pre-fertilization events. Clear? Next, fertilization means what? Fusion of male and female gametes is called fertilization. That all events collectively grouped under fertilization events. Next, post-fertilization. That means what? After fertilization, some changes occur among organisms. Such changes are collectively grouped under post-fertilization. First, we discuss regarding pre-fertilization events. It includes two steps. Gametogenesis and gamete transfer. Gamete transfer, very important. Gamete transfer. What is gametogenesis? Gameto means gametes. Genesis means production. The process of production of gametes from gamete mother cells is called gametogenesis. Once I repeat, gameto means gametes. Gametes are of two kinds. What are two kinds? Male gamete and female gamete. Genesis means production. The process of production of gametes from gamete mother cells is called gametogenesis. Right? Yeah. First we discuss about gametogenesis. 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 Here you need to remember some technical terms. First one, homogametes. Homogametes. Homogametes means similar type of gametes. Similar type of gametes. Example, cladophora. Cladophora, a green algae. It is a green algae. Green algae. Okay, cladophora is a green algae. Next, some other examples. Spirogyra. Spirogyra. Another example, Elothrix, etc. Such gametes are called homogametes. Go through once rough diagram. Homogametes. Of course, I drawn somewhat. One is big, one is small. That is incorrect. According to NCERT book, these two are same in size. Same in size. Nucleus, cytoplasm, flagella, etc. Right? Nucleus. Listen carefully. Homogametes. Gametes which are similar in size are called homogametes, also called isogametes. Homo means iso. These two gametes are similar in size, color, size, shape, length, width, number of flagella, length of the flagella, everything same. Such gametes are called homogametes or isogametes. Clear? Right. Next we go through heterogametes. Heterogametes. Hetero means different in size, dissimilar. Dissimilar in size. Best example, fucus. In fucus, female gamete is big in size and a non-motile, and male gametes are small in size, having unequal flagella. One is vertical flagella, other one is horizontal flagella, unequal flagella. Okay. Male gamete. See, hetero means dissimilar. Female gamete is big in size, non-motile due to lack of flagella, whereas male gamete is very small in size but motile due to presence of unequal flagella. One is vertical flagella, other one is horizontal flagella. Okay. Next, another example, human. In case of human beings, egg is big in size begin size, non-motile, and sperm cells. Sperm cells, sperm is there now? Okay. This is the rough diagram of sperm. Okay, right. Female gamete, male gamete. Female gamete is begin size and non-motile, whereas male gamete is begin size but motile due to presence of flagella. Okay. Heterogametes example fucus and human beings. Two simple examples. Next to there are some technical terms in case of reproduction. Homothallic or monoecious, and heterothallic or dioecious terms meaning important. Next, staminate. What is staminate? What is pistillate? Terms meaning important. First we discuss homothallic or monoecious. The term homothallic belongs to fungus. Fungus example Rhizopus. Sexualis. And monoecious, the term monoecious belongs to plants. Plants example cucumber. Okay. Maize, khara, etc. Homothallic means the term homothallic belongs to fungus. Fungus produce similar type of spores, similar type of gametes called homothallic. Next, monoecious. The term monoecious belongs to plants. Monoecious means bisexual character. Example, cucumber means Cucurbites family members. Bottle gourd, bitter gourd, ridge gourd, all Cucurbites family members. Maize and khara. These three types of plants produce both male and female sex organs. Of course, khara, a type of algae, green algae. In NCERT book, khara diagram also clearly given. Roughly go through once NCERT book diagrams. Khara, a green algae. Okay. Roughly go through diagrammatic representation of khara. This is female sex organ called Woogonium, and it is male sex organ, okay, called Antheridium, etc. This is the structure of khara. NCERT book diagram. A green algae produce both female and male sex organs. Female sex organ is Woogonium. Woogonium produce egg. Whereas male sex organ is Antheridium. Antheridium produce antherozoids. Antherozoids that are similar to sperms. That are similar to sperms. Okay. And some other examples, cucumber and maize. These two plants also monoecious plants, means bisexual plants. Single plant produce two types of flowers, male flower different and female flower different. Okay, even the location of male female flowers also different in plants. But here one main concept is plant is bisexual but flowers are unisexual. Plant it is said to be bisexual but flowers are unisexual because single plant, single individual produce two flowers, male flower and female flower. Both male flower and female flower. Their location different in plant body. Roughly go the diagrammatic representation of maize. See, diagrammatic representation of maize. Maize plant. Just rough diagram. Okay. Male flowers. Male flower. Right. And it is female flower. Female flower. Female flower. Clear? Female and male. Means single plant produce female flower and male flower. But their position different. Female flower, male flower. Male flower arises from tip of the stem, tip of the shoot, and female flower arises from base of the shoot. Hence, plant it is said to be bisexual, but flowers are unisexual. Such condition is called monoecious. Monoecious. Clear? Next term, heterothallic. The term heterothallic belongs to fungus. Example, Rhizopus. Rhizopus, another species. Means Rhizopus neanderthalensis. Next to the term dioecious. Dioecious belongs to plants. Remember, don't confuse. Homothallic and heterothallic. These two terms belongs to fungus. Monoecious and dioecious. These two terms belongs to plants. Dioecious plants. Example. See, dioecious. Dioecious plants. Dioecious means unisexual. Unisexual plants. Some examples of dioecious plants are date palm, papaya, Vallisneria, etc. These are all unisexual plants. Unisexual plants. Okay, plant is here. Plant it is said to be unisexual. Flowers also unisexual. But in case of monoecious condition, plant is bisexual, but flowers are unisexual. Flowers are unisexual. Observe differences between monoecious and dioecious. Clear, students? Yeah. Next to staminate. Staminate. Staminate means male flower. Staminate means male flower. A flower with stamen is called staminate. Right? Stamen. This is stamen. Stamen. Filament. filament, anther. Filament and anther. See, the term staminate represents stamens. Stamens. Stamen has two parts, filament and anther. Such flowers are called male flowers. Next to pistillate. Pistillate. Pistillate means a flower, that is female flower. Female flower. A flower with pistil. A flower with the pistil is called pistillate flower. Pistil also called carpel or gynoecium. Pistil also called carpel. Carpel. A group of carpel is called gynoecium. Gynoecium. This topic is already covered in previous year. Morphology of flowering plants. Morphology of flowering plants. Right? So just a rough diagram. It has three parts. Ovary, style, and stigma. Ovary, style and stigma. Ovary bear two to many ovules. Ovary consists of two to many ovules. Ovule. Clear? Once repeat carefully, listen all of you. See, staminate. Staminate means a flower with a stamen is called staminate. Pistillate means a flower with a pistil is called pistillate. Staminate means male flower. Pistillate means female flower. Clear? Understood? Good. Next concepts. Suppose it is stamen. Stamen bear two lobes, and each lobe consists of two pollen sacs. Pollen sacs produce pollen. Pollen means pollen grains. Okay, etc. In NCERT book, some diagrammatic representation given. Some diagrams. An example, earthworm diagram. Earthworm diagram. Next to cockroach diagram. Earthworm, bisexual animal. Whereas cockroach is monosexual animal. Unisexual animal. Clear? Bisexual animals are also called hermaphrodites. Very important. Hermaphrodites means bisexual character. Okay. Cockroach, unisexual organism. Male cockroach having male reproductive system, and female cockroach, it has their own female reproductive system. Male cockroach produce male gametes, whereas female cockroach produce female gametes. Clear? But an interesting concept is earthworm. Some other examples of bisexual animals: leech also, bisexual. And one more, sponge. Sponge also bisexual. Earthworm, leech, sponge, these are all bisexual animals. Though these three are bisexual, but self-fertilization is prevented. Self-fertilization. Self-fertilization is absent because what is the main reason behind that? Means any one of the sex character mature earlier than female character. Mostly male character mature earlier than female character in all animals, earthworm, leech and sponges. Due to this reason, self-fertilization is completely prevented in bisexual organisms, bisexual animals. Remember, dear students, don't forget bisexual character also called hermaphrodite. It is technical term. Hermaphrodite is technical term. That means bisexual character. This is about earthworm and cockroach. Next to from plants. Plants example Khara and Marchantia. Khara and Marchantia. Khara monoecious plant, whereas Marchantia dioecious plant. Right? Khara diagram. Just now I drawn already Khara diagram. Anyway, once I repeat for your clear understands. Khara diagram. Plant, a green algae. Female character, Woogonium, and male sex are gone. It is male sex are gone. Woogonium. Male sex are gone. Antheridium produce anthrozoids. Anthrozoids means nothing but male gametes. Clear, students? Clear? See, look here. Antheridium. Okay. Woogonium produce eggs, whereas Antheridium produce anthrozoids. That are similar to sperms. The structure of anthrozoid is oval shape. It bear too many flagella. Clear? This is the diagrammatic representation of Khara, a green algae. Inside book diagram. All of you study carefully diagrammatic representation that are given in NCERT along with paragraph lines. Okay, you have to follow this instruction. Next, Marchantia, a dioecious plant. See, I am drawing here a rough diagram of Marchantia. Rough diagrammatic representation of Marchantia. A thalloid, a bryophyte or thalloid. Okay. See, it is hexagon. This is hexagon. Female sex are gone. Female sex are gone. Called archegoniophore. Very important, dear students. Archegoniophore. Archegoniophore produce eggs. And you remember once first year syllabus, plant kingdom. There already you might have studied bryophytes. Okay. Bryophytes example liverworts. The best example Marchantia. Hence Marchantia is dioecious plant, that means unisexual plant. Male Marchantia different, female Marchantia different. Male Marchantia produce male gametes called antherozoids, and female Marchantia produce egg cells. Okay. My dear students, once roughly go through diagrammatic representation in NCERT. Listen carefully and practice objective questions. Now, I would like to say male Marchantia. Morphological structure of diagram nearly same. It is nearly same, but sex character different. See, observe diagram carefully. It is thallus. What is thallus? Unorganized mass of tissue is called thallus. Unorganized mass of tissue is called thallus. Adventitious roots. Large number of adventitious roots arise from the ventral surface, ventral side of the Marchantia. Right? These are all Jamma cups. Jamma cup. Each Jamma cup bear too many Jamma. Too many Jamma. You don't confuse Jamma different, Jamma cup different. Right? Cup-like structure is called Jamma cup. Each and every Jamma cup bear too many Jamma. Jamma also called bud. If you want, detach one of the Jamma cups and place in soil. And cover with soil. After some time period, the part of the Jamma cup develop into new individual. Clear? Right. Sex character. Antheridium. It is antheridium. Right? Antheridium produce antherozoids. That are equals to sperms. Clear? These are the main concepts covered from this area. See, my dear students, today we have discussed some important concepts, technical terms and all. Right? I am showing again. See, menstrual cycle, difference between menstrual cycle and estrous cycle, important. Next, events in reproduction, pre-fertilization events, fertilization events, and post-fertilization events, important. Next, first concept, pre-fertilization events. It includes two phases, gametogenesis and gamete transfer. You must know the meaning of these two terms. And gametogenesis, homogametes, heterogametes, along with examples and neat label diagrams you have to practice once. Then what is homothallic, heterothallic, monoecious, dioecious? This terms meaning important. At the same time, all of you remember examples. Don't forget. Mostly question paper setter prepare questions based on examples, dear students. Then what is staminate? What is pistillate? The examples. And dioecious plants. Dioecious plants means unisexual plants. Some examples: date palm, papaya, vallisneria, etc. Next, what is staminate? Flower. What is pistillate? Flower. Along with examples. In NCERT book, some diagrammatic representation clearly mentioned: earthworm, bisexual animal; cockroach, unisexual animal. Here I am showing differences between bisexual animals and unisexual animals. Bisexual animal example: earthworm, leech, sponge, etc. Monosexual example: cockroach. Even human beings also. Okay. Next to in bisexual animals, though these are having bisexual, means two sex organs, both male and female in single individual, but self-fertilization is prevented. What is the main reason? Any one of the sex character mature earlier than rest of the sex character. Due to this reason, self-fertilization prevented in leech, sponge, and earthworm. That's all. Okay. Next, Chara. Diagrammatic representation of Chara important. Next, Markantia. Chara, hermaphrodite, means bisexual plant, whereas Markantia, dioecious plant, unisexual plant. Female Markantia, male Markantia. That's all. These are the topics covered from this area. After completion of watching this video, revise today concepts from NCERT line by line, word by word, letter by letter. At the same time, practice diagrammatic representation. Immediately practice objective questions. You are posting biology assignment in your respective group. Right? All the best. Thank you very much. Prepare well. Have a nice day.
Stop recording. On this.
Last time F1 better 10 work better. My timing session is record out.
Not this one. Okay. 3 dots.
3 dots, sir. Okay. 3 dots.
Stop recording.